Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to WhatsMap, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Well, it's Saturday. We're going to do something a little bit quirky today. In this map is based on a real-life location, but not in the way that we'd normally see it. We've seen many a map like this over the years, a very large location crunched down to a very small size. This has been done with a flourish. You see, if you tilt your head a little bit to the right, it looks a bit like North America. And that is by design. That's what we have today. And by design very well indeed when you consider that.
It's my first map.
I know. Very impressed, Bonbon. Very, very impressed. Also very impressed if you grabbed yourself a BonBonBingo card already to play along. Link is at the top of the description. Tick off the memes as we reach them. There will be a few on today's shows. There's a chance you might get yourself a line or a full house or even all four corners. Right, before we do any of that though, of course, we have daily reminders. And if you don't know what a daily reminder is, well, it's one of these things. Ah, that's right, clicking that like button really does support the channel, gets me seen by more people and helps me grow a little bit more every single day. Thank you for your support. Today's map is North America by DinoDNA. DinoDNA, you have done a good job here. A good job. Any grumbles that I find are minor ones. There's your start square. That looks really good, doesn't it? Do you think? I think so. It works. Terrain heights, well, there are mountain ranges where there are roughly mountain ranges in real life. Roughly. Resources, I like the way that we have all of the ore up in the tundra. Like that idea a lot. Then fishing, if you have Sunset Harbour and want to do some fishing, it looks like this. It's not the most exciting, but it's not always about the fishing. Okay, off to the workshop. Oh, what do we need? Well, it's a mass transit map. You will need mass transit for this one. And there is a one-click collection with 51 items in it, including Theme Mixer and a mix of 4 different themes, including Lavianti and I've forgotten. There's a few others. A few things in there that you don't strictly need, like no radioactive desert. I actually use Hide It. And there's also a forestry unlock thing there as well, so you can keep the forestry colours when the trees are removed and all those sort of things as well. I haven't looked down here for the Cube Map Replacer is there as well. Springwood, there's one of the themes. But yeah, Cube Map Replacer is there, which I always use anyway, but I would say it's strictly speaking not a requirement because no specific cube map has been stated for this, so it's an option. There are a few things which are opt-in, but I certainly would suggest grabbing all of the plants and rocks and so forth. And down to a ground level, what do we have? Well, we're coming in via the Caribbean, if you can call it the Caribbean, if you can. You know, it is a take on. You may have noticed that the bottom end of Mexico doesn't attach to the top end of South America on the map, so it's just alluding to the general shape and taking inspiration from those areas because, well, why not? I think it's very clever. Then we have the big old bridge because everybody loves the big old bridge, and do you know what? I like the way that one's been done. We'll give a bit of credit, and vanilla bridge as well there, by the way, as well. You know, vanilla bridges, good work, good work. Now, yeah, I wasn't expecting too much with today's map. In fact, when I first saw North America map, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to review it because we've seen it. And then I saw the screenshots when I was scanning through. Yeah, very quick, the old courtesy click on the thumbnail just to see. And do you know what? It looked good. So our first intersection there, also looking very good, very slick. Like the heights between the second crossover bridge and the main bridge there. Do you know what? I think that looks pretty neat as well. But yes, I saw the screenshots and I realised that actually what we were looking at here wasn't one of the standard let's cram in all of North America and it was not going to work, but I'm going to do it anyway because I want to. What we had was somebody who had a bit of a vision. And, well, like I say, I've said it already. I'm suitably impressed. It's very good. It is. Those are the two words for today's map. It's very good. Then you've got your start square intersection there. Again, very slick. Somebody who's been playing the game for more than 5 minutes, I would suggest here. Got a little bit of blue mantle from a reason. We've got a bit of a glitching between the terrain heights on the two roads there, which from a certain distance you're getting a bit of blue mantle showing through. And bearing in mind this is the start square, you don't really want to be risking any accidental blue mantle. Here, straight across to the other side of the start square, we'll carry on the highways from over here, shall we? Because we have another very nice looking intersection going on here. Another little bit of terrain glitching there between the two roads. It's minor and it's only really affecting blue mantle from certain distances. It is fixable, but it's minor and it's not glaring. And it is only from certain angles and medium distances. I wouldn't fret too much on it. Got a little bit of a stain there. Probably a bit of blue mantle under here though. Yes, a little bit of blue mantle under that one. So that definitely counts as blue mantle. This side not so bad. It extends just a little bit further on that side. Of course, I do have my blue mantle tutorial on how to avoid it. I will try to remember to link this one. There is actually an intermission in process at the moment, so I'll be able to actually drop those ads in so that you'll be able to link across to that one. But yes, 3 different variations on how to fix blue mantle in one tutorial. All of these intersections are very slick and nice. There's a little bit of road strain on that bend, you may have noticed. I haven't hovered over it too much because, again, being as it's my first map, I don't want to be too harsh either. I want to try to encourage them to come back and do more, especially with the talent that we're seeing here. There is talent here. Certainly way more talent than on my first map, which I thought was excellent. I still think is good. I still like my first map, but to this standard, nah, it wasn't really, was it? It wasn't to this standard. And the vision to take the continent and to convert it to something like what we're seeing here. Now, down at ground level, you're not thinking this is some sort of quirky comedy stylized map. This is a realistic feeling map. It feels like it's a real life location, probably, maybe. It's not though. Well, it is. I do believe North America is a real life location. I know somebody. Forgotten their name now. Right, John? How you doing? Yeah, that's it. And I know I do have a few friends from the other side of the pond. I call them friends. They call me a hindrance. Anyway, onto the rail. The rail is fine for a standard City Skylines style build. It's fine. It's perfectly flat here. There will be 1 or 2 little bits of climb, like here. We've got this rail coming off, and we're going up a little bit of a hill, which is steeper than real life would allow. But it's not breaking the brain too much. And we come into this little industrial area up here with some sidings and everybody's favourite factory, and some sidings. Now, these sidings won't work. They are one way, obviously, because they are single lane. And so I think they are one way out. So you won't actually get any trains going into those. It's an aesthetic thing, and it's not anything I've got a problem with, really. You're allowed to put things into a map just for a little bit of like a set piece and a set play, and you're not going to get penalised for it unless, of course, it is distracting from the map. Don't know if you can hear it. We have sirens coming, guys. It's going to get louder. Here it comes. There he goes. Right, so if you've got sirens on your BonBonBingo card, you can now check that one off. There's like a few of them. There is a little bit of catenary chaos here and there. We'll have a glance at that in the second half of the show. But I think most of these junctions where 2 lines are coming into collision with each other. Collision isn't the word, we're calling it a junction. Most of these occasions there is a little bit of catenary chaos. Probably not really an issue because, as best I know, we don't really do catenaries in North America. So you're probably going to be using catenary replacer and removing all of these anyway. But there is a little bit of catenary chaos. Well, again, am I that worried on my first map? I'm really not, because it's very subtle anyway. Got a little bit of a glitchy tunnel emerging over here, just a little bit. It's not too bad. Very tricky to do that though, very tricky, because we're going under and over at the same time. So I think that was a very valiant effort, and again, nothing I'll be marking the map down too harshly on, and lots of busy junctions going on here. Intermission time, here we go.
Are you fed up with random vanilla buildings spawning in random locations? Do you want a specific type of building in a particular zone? Then you need the beginner's guide to theme management. Click the information button below.
That is an old tutorial. Old tutorial. I was still honing my craft. I still think it was one of my better early ones, actually, that one. If you've not seen it, go and have a look. Let me know. Let me know what you think. Right, okay, back to the shipping routes at North America by DinoDNA. It's a bit loopy. Doesn't quite need to be as meandering as it is, but it's not that bad. It's not, if you look at it from afar, you don't look at it and go, ooh, that's horrible. And it's fine. It fits into it works perfectly fine. It could be a little bit tuned to be a little bit more tidy, but it's not. It's far from poor. Far from poor. So anyway, shipping routes and air routes are both there. Water flow through the start square is a little bit light if you're relying on a strong river to get you started. Base game rules and all that sort of stuff. You're not necessarily going to be so excited, but as you can see, we're not too far from the coastline, from the Caribbean there, so you'll be able to work from that very early on. But yes, that's your main river. So all told, there's your shape of your North America. That's cool. I like that. I'm thinking Hawaii. Thinking maybe. Probably Cuba down here. Is this Cuba down this way? Cuba and Jamaica or whatever. But the Caribbean islands been done as one long cigar type thing. It's a Cuban cigar. With deserts and mountain ranges. I'm guessing that this is the Colorado River. I'm not exactly sure where the Colorado River comes out in real life, but I'm guessing it's because we've got the desert, we've got a river, so therefore I'm thinking Colorado River. And where it starts twisting and turning here, we've got a little bit of cliff edging allowing to be shown through here. So I think that this area here is alluding to the Grand Canyon. I'd like to see a little bit more dramatic, not much. Maybe double the height of what we're seeing there to make it obvious that it's supposed to be the Grand Canyon. I'm guessing the Hoover Dam. I'm not sure it's a Hoover Dam. Hoover Dam is upstream from the Grand Canyon, isn't it? I think. And does that not lead all the way up to Salt Lake City eventually? Again, I've not really looked at the map of America for a while. Certainly not been following the rivers. So anyway, we've got, that's your main river there. We do have a second river, which I do believe is the Mississippi. And we also have Florida. Here's your Florida, and it's very tropical because it's Florida. We've even got a lovely little beach. There you go. Go and do a little bit of surfing or whatever you do in Florida, sitting on the beach in your bikini. Yes, I'm looking at you, Steve. In your bikini. Lovely. We've got the Essential Lighthouse. Let's have a look at you. This is where we're now up on the top end of the eastern seaboard here. It could be flourished a bit more, better aligned maybe to the dirt path, or I don't know. it's okay. It doesn't really do anything, that, but I guess it adds a little bit of a feature to that area. And then up in the northern north here, up in the Canada, that's Canada for you. Don't know what more to say. We've got loads of trees are well worked. We've got a good selection of trees, and on the whole, the tree painting is pretty decent. There are a couple on cliffs that I would personally move, but it's still well worked. And nothing at the tops, plenty down the sides, and where the water would run, like good tree detailing in all the ravines over there, and good tree edging along. I mean, you have a look at the old field work here. Field and river work looks very nice. There's nothing to really grumble about. I would say that it's an accomplished map that you would not expect from a first timer. Here's your catenary chaos. That's one of many. If that sort of thing doesn't bother you, just ignore it. Just ignore it. And certainly I would be having the catenary replacer on if I was doing a North American build anyway. Little bit of glitching going on there, and also I've noticed how the tunnel is very close to the tunnel exit. The way that it bends out, it just clips on to the fast lane. So there is a little something going on there that could be worked upon. We've got a water spawn point. I'm okay with this. It doesn't really grab me massively, but I'm okay with it. It does look like it could be a spring coming out the side of the mountain, so I think credit there. And we have this rail tunnel at the bottom end of Florida. It's very clear under the sea that it's just extended, just very shallowly underneath. So it's something that could be worked upon. And we'll finish with a little bit of frivolous shipwrecking. On the rocks, it's not often we see one put onto the vanilla rocks like that, and I think it worked very nicely. So again, I think we can give a little bit of extra credit for the way that has been done. And then back down to the start square, where we've got the quirky assets of the day. Quirky but usable, I think, today. We've got Basketball PG 3 pieces by Eligios. Now, you're going to say, how do you play basketball on this? Well, first of all, you play 1-on-1, don't you? Or 2-on-2. And you just use one of the hoops. And then you can have like 3 lots of people playing their own individual games. Or you could play 3 against 3, trying to score into either of the other 2 baskets and defending against both 2 teams altogether. So there's 2 different ways you could in real life be playing this. Well, I look at this more as being like a 1-on-1 or a 2-on-2 and just having one of the rings to yourself, because I'm selfish. And also I'd never get it's too high. I'm 2 for 8. Factoids because factoids. I've lost it. Gold is the 16th most rare chemical element, although I would say probably natural chemical element, because I'm certain that we've developed many more since then that are far more rare. But there you go, gold. Basketball PG 3 pieces by Eligios. This is a gold asset, I would say, and should be subscribed to by a lot of people. I think that is something that could be really very easily used in a multitude of ways and multitude of cities. Right, what do you think of today's map? Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewer's Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. Hit the I button now in the top right hand corner of your screen, or the link in the description. It will take you to the voting page where you can vote for free with a Facebook, Gmail, Apple, or a Patreon account. But what do I think of today's map? Well, I'm suitably impressed. Aesthetically, I think it looks good. I think there is room in some areas. In some areas, I think there's room to really polish this and turn it into something exceptional. But what is here is still strong. I'm going to go 4 stars. I'm going to go just below middle 4. It's good. Detailing. Again, across the whole, the standards here are very good. I cannot really push it really high, but I still think it falls into the bottom end of 4 stars. I think it's still a 4-star map for detail. 1 or 2 grumbles. Gameplay potential. Yeah, this is it. This is what maps are all about, and this is what maps should be like. And I'm trying to think of a reason not to give it 5 stars, and I'm struggling. Maybe a bit more water flow in the start square? Maybe. So yeah, we'll go for a really high 4. North America by DinoDNA. Yeah, a little bit more flow in that start square on the river. There's no reason why it can't be. There's no reason why they can't be. And I think that's definitely a 5-star map. But as it is, it's superb. I changed my mind. I was giving that 5 stars until the very last second. The very last second. Anyway, we've made it. We're en route to another day, and your chance to use the word of the day is here and now. Use the word of the day in the comments to score yourself some population points just for fun, and I'll be back tomorrow with the chart show, and then Monday with more What maps. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you very, very soon.